Have you ever tried to embed your site in an iframe only to hit a wall because of security settings? It can be really frustrating, right? If that's you, then stick around because today we're going to tackle how to change the X-frame options to allow all domains. I totally get it. You want to use your site as an iframe from another site, but the constant IP address changes make it impossible. You're not alone in this struggle. Many developers face similar challenges when dealing with iframes and security settings. Here's the specific situation we're looking at. One user asked, "How can I allow my site to be imported as an iframe from all IP addresses and domains?" They mentioned that their other site changes its IP frequently and doesn't have a domain name. Sound familiar? Let's dive into this together. So, what's the deal with X-frame options? This header is used to control whether your site can be embedded in an iframe. By default, it can be quite restrictive, which is why you're facing this issue. We'll break down how to adjust this setting to fit your needs. And don't go anywhere. I have a crucial tip at the end that will help you manage iframe settings more effectively in the future. To allow your site to be embedded as an iframe from all domains, the user needs to modify the Nginx configuration file. First, they should open the Nginx configuration file located at etc/nginx/nginx.conf. Next, the user should look for the server block within the configuration file. This is where they will add the necessary header to allow all domains. Now, the user can add the header directive. To allow all domains, they should use the X-frame options header with the value allow all. This will enable any domain to embed the site as an iframe. After making these changes, the user must save the configuration file and then test the Nginx configuration for any errors. This can be done using the command nginx-t. Finally, if there are no errors, the user should restart Nginx to apply the changes. This can be done with the command systemctl restart nginx. Fun fact, did you know that iframes were first introduced in HTML 4.0? They've come a long way since then, but the security concerns remain as relevant as ever. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. One alternative approach is to check the IP address of the remote host from your server. You can then set the X-frame options header to allow that specific IP address. This way, your site can be embedded by any site accessed through that IP. Another option is to include the domain name in the iframe source URL. Your server can read this domain name and set the X-frame options header accordingly. Here's the tip I promised. Always be cautious when allowing all domains to embed your site. It can expose you to clickjacking attacks. Make sure to review your security settings regularly. And there you have it. You should now be able to allow your site to be embedded as an iframe from any domain. Remember, security is key, so always keep an eye on your settings. If you found this video helpful, hit that subscribe button for more tips and don't miss our next video on web security best practices.